Thank you. Mr. Speaker, I have still not gotten an answer to the only question that matters today. You know, why did we strike Venezuela, spending taxpayer money and putting American troops in harm's way to replace Maduro with his own vice president? I mean, someone who is an illegitimate ruler who is just as ruthless and evil as Maduro. I don't know why we did that. What was the point? Not a single one of my colleagues can answer that question because they have no answer. They know, but they know voting for this bill is right. And if people want to put our troops in harm's way, if they genuinely believe more military action may be necessary in the future, if that's what you believe, whether to defend oil fields or to do something else, then you should come. You shouldn't just pound the damn lectern and wave the flag. You need to come before this entire chamber and move a bill to authorize the use of military force. My friends should have the guts and the backbone to put up an authorization for the use of military force on the floor. Spell out the mission. Spell out the objectives. Tell the American people how long it lasts, what it costs, why it matters, and how we get a legitimate democratic government in Venezuela. I mean, have the guts to vote. That's all this bill is requiring. But don't give me this BS about how, oh, before the strikes it was premature to vote and now it's too late. I've seen this movie before, Mr. Speaker. It always starts with the White House telling us it'll be quick, it'll be clean, it'll be over in a matter of days, and then months later, years later, you get troops deployed, you get kids coming home in caskets, and you get taxpayers paying for endless quagmires that never end. And the same people are here on the floor telling us we're premature or crying wolf are suddenly nowhere to be found. I mean, that's the truth, Mr. Speaker. Wars are easy to start, but they're hard as hell to stop. And this resolution ought to pass, no matter what you believe about further military involvement in Venezuela. And what it says plainly is that if the president is contemplating further military action, then he has a moral and a constitutional obligation to come here and get our approval. The people we represent did not send us here to be potted plants while the White House sleepwalks us into another mess. If this administration wants to escalate, make this case to the American people. Get consent through their elected representatives. Follow the Constitution. And let me tell you what I think. I think this was all so that Donald Trump could get a good headline. I think it was so he could distract from the lousy economy and the fact that he's still covering up the Epstein files. And I think it's about theft, because the oil being taken from the people of Venezuela is being sold off and used to finance a slush fund in Qatar controlled by, you guess it, Donald Trump. But I don't think I've ever seen such a brazen example of corruption in my life. The President of the United States put American troops in harm's way so he could steal oil from Venezuela and deposit it into his own pocket. I think it's a disgraceful thing to do. It is time for my colleagues on both sides of the aisle to grow a spine, obey their oath, and do their damn jobs. You should vote yes on this resolution, whether you support President Trump's actions or you disagree with them. All this says is simply that if he wants to expand military operations, he has to come to Congress. It is that simple. It is not complicated. This is about the Constitution. This is about our oath. This is about representing the people who sent us here. I mean, to do anything less is a dereliction of our duty. I can't even believe that this is controversial. The idea that somehow we don't want to vote on whether to authorize the use of military force, whether it's in Venezuela or anywhere else. What is wrong with my colleagues who think this is such a big leap, that this is somehow not justified? Read the Constitution. And with that, I yield back the balance of my time.
Gentleman yields. Members are reminded